Hey everybody, my name is Aaron Shane. Welcome to Habitat Now. It is an honor to be in the month of April. And our next NGG presenter for Not Grandma's Glass is Jeanne. She's going to introduce herself. She's going to tell you her last name because I can't pronounce it. She didn't even teach me how to pronounce it. So it's great to have you here. I'm going to go through a little housekeeping for upcoming events. It's an exciting year. I think it's more exciting than the Year of Glass because of the gas conference coming to Detroit, which is where we just happen to be. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. If I can remember how to do this kind of thing, I should know by now, and kick in. So kick past our first screen. We just sold a piece here at Habitat. I wanted to give you a little video of it just because I love to show things are still moving in today's market. Things are picking up. We just sold this Peter Botas work, and we have the client interested in more of them. So I'm happy that we're able to continue offering the finest artworks from around the world here at Habitat Galleries. And this is just an incredible piece that has now found a home. Let me skip over to the next slide. I'm going to go ahead and make sure to mute everybody. Give me 1 second to do that. And I'll continue on because I don't know who's like making noise. It doesn't matter. All right. Zooms continue every Saturday. We have some great things lined up. So make sure to join us, tell your friends, and keep joining us. And it's on it. We're really grateful to have you here for the Easter and Passover weekend. Thanks for taking the time. Codependence, the new show by Leah Wingfield and Stephen Clements is online and sharingbreath.com. We did a whole talk about that last weekend. The works are available, so make sure you check them out. They're moving, powerful works about your time spent with your furry pet friends, especially your dogs. On display in the gallery, we have a few exhibitions. Mark Laputa is on display, as well as, I believe, Wilfred Grutens and Andre Jacob, Michael Barron. So if you haven't been to the gallery in a bit, please come by and see us. Come and see these shows because they are just incredible. And the gallery is going to be reworked soon for the International. It's worth seeing them now. And then I mentioned before the talk started that we have a show for Peter Horace coming up April 22nd. It'll be our first ever Zoom with him and his son, I believe, maybe it's David Hora. And we have a chance to actually have a dialogue and talk about his life, career, and work. So the international invitations have gone out. If you haven't received one yet, they're probably in the mail because they went out last week. And it's your opportunity to come and join us to celebrate what we know and love. The 51st year, over half a century old. The gas conference is going to be here. We're throwing the first ever artist gala. The invitations kind of look like this. There's more to it. It has the whole itinerary, but you have an opportunity to join us. The Masterworks auction is going to be there, and that's the URL to get a digital version of the ticket. I'll paste that probably in the talk during the presentation just so you have it. So on to NGG. This is the third year. It's an incredible opportunity to meet so many young artists. There were some conversations earlier about how to find new talent, who is going to be important for the future. And I try to create this exhibition in a way to bring forth some people I think are going to be important to the future of the medium. And so we're in April. This is our new kind of logo. We actually have 3 of these made, these giant neon signs that I plan on using in a future physical exhibition for this show. But I want to welcome Jeanne. She's going to say hello right now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her when she's done. Go ahead, Jeanne, say hello.
Hey, I'm Jeanne Letourneau. So this is how you pronounce my last name. And hi, everyone. Nice to see you.
Thank you for joining us today. So while you start your presentation up, I will tell everybody how I discovered Jeanne. We were going through social media like people do today and exploring different artists that just happened to be sharing. And I caught a glimpse of what you're going to be seeing today. And it really took my breath away for multiple reasons. One, she's an amazing glass caster, and she's really got a grasp of the colors and the vision. And 2, people have an addiction to buying what they want and collecting what they want. And one of those addictions is shoes. And she really takes that kind of idea in a certain market and creates an art form out of it. And I've seen other people do shoes. Believe me, I have. We actually shown a couple at the gallery over time from different bodies of work from different artists. But Jeanne's just really caught my eye, and I was very impressed by it. So Jeanne, let's get your presentation up and running. Will you share your screen, and we'll learn a little bit more about you so I can stop rambling on a bit. Perfect. We can see it. We can see you. You're all great. And thanks for joining us today.
Perfect. 1 second. Okay, so hi, everyone. Again, my name is Jeanne. French is my first language, so if I make some mistakes, I'm sorry. So there was a little information about me first. So I was born in Quebec City, which is in Canada. I was born in 96, so I'm actually 26 years old. Currently, I've been living in Montreal for the past 5 years. So
Are you getting
here-
feedback from somebody? Let me see who's not muted.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I can. Okay, there you go. You should be good to go.
So here is the beautiful Montreal. It's where I've been living for the past 5 years. I moved there because there's not a lot of glass program in Canada. I think there's like, well, I don't know for the east, for the west part, but in the east part, there's like 2 colleges that teach glass. So I really wanted to like take a risk. Previously, I started studying like woodworking and display design, but those were like too rigid for me. I really wanted something that was more like artistic inclined. So I just took a risk and was like, I'm gonna start glass and I'm gonna see like if I like it. I discovered like the word of glass because all of my friends when I was young were smoking, and they all had like these big pipes that were worth like $3,000-4,000, and I was so impressed. And I was like, oh my god, I need to learn how to do that. I need to do pipes, and oh, it's so awesome. And so I moved to Montreal and went to Espace Vert, which is the artistic glass school in Montreal. It's like an old caserne, I think it's how you say it, like for firefighters. And so I started my studies. We had the flame working, glass blowing, glass painting, thermoforming, and like everything glass related classes. And I really went there like to do bongs and everything. And soon I realized that what I thought I would like about glass and about working it wasn't what I really liked. And like what I expected to do was like, I didn't like to do it at all. And I was so like unmotivated. So second year in the program, I was thinking of dropping out and of stopping doing glass. I really liked the materials, but I didn't like the way I was able to like work with it. So I almost dropped out, and I was like, okay, well, I still got like the end of the semester to go and I paid for it. So I might as well like do some work that I like and that inspires me, and just like have fun with it and see where it goes. And I'm gonna drop at the end of the session, and that'll be it. And I'm good. So I started exploring like with work that is more like engraving and cold work. I really wanted like, I said like, sorry, I don't want to say a bad word, but well, I just switched my word, and instead of doing what I expected I was gonna do, I just did what I wanted to see out in the world, and what was my vision of it and of what inspires me. So I started working on a series that I now call Urban Awards. I'm gonna show you more detailed piece in a second, but just explain the concept before. So this series represents famous abandoned building that you can find all around Montreal. I chose to call it like that because a local newspaper article that was talking about how much abandoned buildings were a nuisance for the cities, and basically how they were just ugly. So the objective of this body of work is to show that against all odds, the raw beauty of these buildings, they mean so much more than just like how ugly they are and how much space they take. Like, for even though some people find them ugly, they're much more than that for some people. And like for me, they represent like destruction, but also like creation and adaptation. When I look at them, I see like the past, and I also see like a refugee and a place for marginalized people to like create art and do things like their way.
Mhm.
So the pieces of this series are composed of like 3 sheets of window glass, which are each coated and engraved using sandblasting technique and assembled on a wood frame. So I'm
I
gonna show
like
you.
the way you present those with the photos behind them. It really
Yeah,
amplifies what you're doing.
yeah, because on a white wall, it's really hard to like
Mhm.
give the effect like it doesn't give at all. So here is the first building I did, which is an incinerator. And this is the piece that I did. So here is the front picture. It's called Dixon. And here you can really see the details with like the 3 layers of glass. The first layer is really like the architectural work and like the lines of the building. Second is like the artwork, so the graffitis and everything. And the third one is shading to give dimension to the building.
I love the
So
way you copied the tags in the
yes, I
process.
really like it. I'm really inspired by like the graffiti word also and everything around it. So this is the second building. It's Canada Malt & Co. So this is an old brewery.
I could see why they're warts.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta learn to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so colorful the same way. So this is a building that I did, like it's the other side, but you can still see like the pink cabana.
Mhm.
And again, some detail
And,
pieces.
these buildings are still in use, right?
In what, sorry?
The buildings are still habited, are still in use. People still work and live there.
Oh, it's no, it's unused. All of them are like barricaded and everything, but like artists find that, well, graffiti people always and explorers always find their way inside and like explore, take pictures and use them in a different way. Like,
aha, gotcha.
yes. So this is a third one. This one I couldn't find information on. It's crazy, but it's probably like it was probably to store grains or something like that. But I couldn't find any information as much as I searched. And so this is the final building. It's called number 3. And so this is the first body of work that I really liked and care about. And after that, well, I thought I would drop out, but I was like, well, it's not what I expected I would do, but I still really like this body of work and I like what I'm doing. And I never saw it like around in the glass world. Like it's not something that I could like that I already saw. So I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to continue and keep going in that way.
Somebody was asking, what size are these pieces on average?
They're like 12-inch. It's not all the same, but for the base they're all 12 inches like that. And for the height they're between like I think it's 25 to like the tallest one is the last one, and this one is like 32, I think.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So like, oh no, you can't see.
We get the idea.
Okay, perfect. So after this story, I really started to think like of concept, like what I wanted to do, because I thought I would drop. I really like started to do some brain work, and like I started like thinking about like what was beautiful to me, what inspires me, and I found out it's actually like really Montreal in the city that speaks to me the most, like big cities, the beautiful, but also like the ugly part of it. So I started to switch around, and like right now, I would say my creation are an ensemble that like I love and hate. My influences are like everywhere: the corner of a street, sometimes shape of a building, people talking and how they organize in such small spaces. I think I really decided to stuck with glass because of like the transparency of the medium, and I would say able to like absorb light and change it and put a filter on like the way you change things and you see things. I really want to, with my pieces, I really want to question, like bring people to question themselves about their perception of the duality that exists between like what's beautiful and what's ugly, and how through sometimes contemplation and observation you can change your views on certain things that you like used to find really ugly or unnecessary, and that you just learn to love. So this is my next series, which is urban paintings. I really treat glass as like paper sometimes. Like that's why I called it urban paintings. Like I treat it as canvas. So I start by drawing the shapes and everything, and instead of adding, I just remove. So I cut through the sticker, and then I sandblast it to reveal the details. The big details are done with sandblasting, and the small ones are done by hand with just like a diamond cutter. This one is Canada Malt & Co. So it's the same building that we saw earlier, just another view with like a drone view.
Is the scale about the same or is it larger?
Oops, sorry. This one is a little bit larger. These are big pieces. You can't see it, but it's probably, this one is probably, sorry, I don't have the measurements with me.
It's okay, you can wing it.
Yeah, this one, I think it's like a 32-inch long, so it's quite big. And so this is the first one, and this is like the same building that we saw earlier. This is two metros. So it's called Côte Vertu. It's one of the metro stations down in Montreal. So this is two of the old metro wagon that we got here. Okay. And the third one is Farine 5 Roses, which is a really big ensign that you can see like from center of Montreal. You can see it from the highway, from everywhere. Like everyone living here or coming here on vacation has seen it probably. So this is the piece that I did. I decided using like a window glass in the center and like and colored glasses on the outside, really to bring out like the design inside and to bring attention to like all of the small work, because when it's just in the light with the engraving, you can't really see it, but with the color, it brings like so much life. So this is the second body of work that I did. And for my most recent series that is far from being finished, it's called Object and Relics. So the shoes are a part of the Object and Relics part. In my career right now, I'm trying to like build pieces together to create a solo exhibition that I've been working on for a while, that I will still work on a lot this year. So the main subject of the exhibition, again, is the city and its surroundings, and really to try and show that beauty is in the simplest things, like can be garbage, can be just a view. And to demonstrate that idea, I want to create like installations that represent like everyday life. So I really want to play with the ugly sides and bring it to be beautiful and like precious. So people can see some beauty in the like the nostalgia sometimes, or in the contemplation. This body of work is made using the lost wax technique, because my sculpture always represents like existing objects. The molding need to be done like really meticulously and to be recognizable. So it's a lot of test, a lot of error, and especially like the hollow part. One of the challenge that I face is because I want the object to see true to nature, I have to sometimes assemble them with cold work after, and like do really some big planning ahead of like how I'm gonna do my work. So here are some pieces. Well, the shoes that I'm doing for one of the installation, which is gonna be about like a streetwear and shoes, and about how you can like attach emotions to objects, and like that you hold dear, and like shoes are objects that we have to use every day. So how when you choose something and you can attach like emotions to it. So here are some detailed, oops, sorry. So this is the first one that I did in crystal.
Are you casting off? I guess we'll learn later if you're casting off of real shoes, or
yeah, I'm casting off real shoes, so I have to find the shoes, prep them.
And in the top right photo where you can see the bottom of the shoe, the sole, is that all solid glass and the top is hollow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very unique. I've never seen that before. Like
it's hard to see the levels where you go. I'm trying to be more and more precise on like having just the I don't know how you call it, but this like the sole of it.
Sole, yeah, the interior sole, the base of the shoe, right?
Yeah.
Usually I've seen blown shoes or cast shoes, but they don't contain the sole. So it's nice to see the difference in the translucency based upon the thickness of the glass, and not both being the same color.
Yeah. And I saw a lot of shoes being done, but how I do it with the casting process, and it's so long and takes so much preparation. It's so much different to like glass blowing it or other. So this is the second one that I did in purple.
Look at that color, that purple. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it, like how it shades between the sole and then the up of the shoes. You can see like all the different colors with the. This is the third one I did. All the details.
Do you own these shows? Do you borrow your friends' shoes? How do you find the models?
So I was doing some big research. I'm always like searching on the marketplace and things like that to find like people that sell old shoes, like often like a bit not busted but used, well used. And some friends gave some to me. I had to find some like sometimes kids shoes.
Sorry, my friend's doing a little Zoom thing about her art. So.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, all good. And yeah, so I have to dig and find like in my friend's closet, like, oh, what shoes do you don't wear anymore? And then I choose depending on what shoes do I like, because like I like to do models that I like, but they also represent more than just like me liking the shoes. It's a bonus for me.
Right, you already have an infection for shoes.
Yeah, I have
you mentioned to me earlier.
Problem for that. Yeah, and so this is the fourth one I did, I think. I started doing it in color because they look so good in colors. Like it's like you want to eat them for me. But right now I'm thinking for like the installation I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reproduce all of them in clear glass, so that you can really focus on like the concept. And when they're gonna be in a pile, I'm gonna show some pictures of what I want to do later on. But yeah, so it can be like an ensemble, just a pile of shoes, and really focus on the concept.
You should see that a while back, another Canadian artist named Laura Donifer did a homage piece to the Holocaust where she took clear feet and stacked them together. And it might be an inspiration to see kind of what you're doing, but what she's done already. I own one. I bought one of her editions, I guess, for that series, but it was very powerful to see them stacked together. Someone asked, how much cold working do you do post casting on these on average?
Post casting?
After casting.
Okay, after. Oh yeah, sorry, post. Okay. Often I do like I have 4 or 5 hours of cold working. It's not that much, but yeah, I use a diamond cutting wheel, just cut all of the little things, and then with the little Dremel, I'm often able. At first it was longer, but right now I think I'm 4 hours of cold work is working good. It's more every little step takes so much time. Like I can't really do a shoe under 2 weeks with the full preparation, the silicone mold, everything. Like even just casting a wax of the shoe, it takes like 2-3 hours just to build the layers to get it the good millimeters of the wax that I want. So it's really a long process each time for each shoe. But yeah, the cold work isn't so bad. And this is 2 of the small ones, which are newer that I did.
How small are they? Like half the size?
They're kid shoes, so there's like that big. Yeah.
Gotcha. Kid shoes. Got it.
Yeah, kid shoes. They cost less usually, so I'm able to like produce more.
Someone asked if you make pairs or just single shoes.
For the moment, I only make single shoes because it's really in the objective to do like a big installation. So I only need like 1 shoe, and honestly, like the silicone molds aren't cheap to do those. It's really they can last forever, but they cost a lot. So yeah, but eventually I'm gonna probably do like pairs. But for right now, I focus on having like a lot of models and different kind of shoes instead of having like 2 of the same shoes.
So if you have 2 left feet, it makes makes a pair easier for cost.
Yeah, I have only left feet. Perfect. And so after that, after finishing school and everything, this fall I went to Pilchuck Glass School. I was an EAR, so I was an emerging artist in residence, and I was allowed to like continue my research and see different molding techniques and how different artists works, and it was really great. So I stayed there for like almost 2 months. I could work on really techniques and do some testings, which was really great. It was a awesome time. And most recently, I just won like the RBC Glass Award, which is kind of big in Canada. And so they gave me a big prize to like continue my research and be able to like continue this body of work, because glass casting takes really a long time, and because it takes so much time to produce a piece, it's not like I can sell really that much pieces at the same time also. So yeah, this money really helps keep going and finding time to do my work. So it's really great.
Congratulations. That's exciting news by far.
I'm really happy. And so these are so I have 3 installations that I plan to do. So this is just like quick drawings of what I will try to present in my work, which is really future. It's not done yet. I'm on my way, but yeah, it's gonna take a long time. So this is the first one. It's really about like alcoholism and consummation. There's a lot, like in big cities, there's a lot of homelessness, and yeah, so that's kind of what I want to show with that exhibition. This is going to be the big installation with the shoes. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm like putting so much work into the shoes. That's my big plan for them. And this will be the third one, which is about graffiti. I really like graffiti, and it's all around big cities all the time. It's like, to me, it's like people screaming to say they exist in such big word with a lot of people. So for me, graffiti is like kind of poetic, because it's like a strong will to say, I exist and I want to live and break the rules. And I kind of love it. So I want to do like a kind of an homage a bit to it. So yeah, that's it, the last one.
So the 3 concepts you're putting together. Well, that's exciting, Jeanne. I'm glad to see you're having fun. And there's other artists that we talked about to take inspiration from as you proceed with all these fun adventures. And it's really exciting. I had a question from somebody also about a technical question. Do you actually use wax or go from alginate to plaster?
No, I use wax. So I take the model, I do the silicone mold, and then in the silicone mold, the like 2-part silicone mold, I will cast waxes, try to have a good shape, not move too much, because it's hollow. I have to do really thin layers each time, and like it's not like ceramic, so I really have to do like thin layers, put it out, let it like kind of dry, do thin layers, and then I have to get the soil kind of the right amount to not be like on the top and to have this hollow part. And then when the wax is ready, I do the big casting of the plaster and silicone mold all around it.
Where do you will you stop sharing your screen? And while you're doing that, where do you do most of your casting? Do you have your own studio? Do you rent space? Do you do it at school? Where do you do it usually?
So usually right now I don't have a studio, so I rent at Espace Vert, which is a school I was because they have location spaces also. And for the wax part, I'm working at my apartment because I created a studio at home. But yeah, I work with renting ovens at school currently. Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, thank you for sharing your story today. You are exciting to watch, and it's nice to see your passion tied into, the Montreal community and the city. So it's an amazing experience to dive into your world and learn a bit about it today. And we're eager to see where you go from here. And congratulations again about your award.
Thank you so much.
I did not know about that. So it goes to show that's great to put an eye on you early to have people pay attention to your career as it blossoms. So
thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation also.
Awesome to have you on NGG. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel like, subscribe, hit that bell, and join us for NGG as we continue in 2023 and beyond. And as I said before, it is really fun to explore the new bodies of artwork from around the world. And if you think anybody it's worth taking an eye on, please share with us. So, Jeanne, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so
everybody
much.
To have a great, happy Passover, happy Easter, all that jazz. And I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you again. Stop.